Hello, this is Mr. Agbamu Idonogwene. Let me show you something still on plane that I did in my last video. Let me demonstrate something you will enjoy to teach your children in the class. Alright, as I said, depend on your objective. You can actually do so many things in this place for your children to understand mathematics. Let me do something like this. Let me create a slider first. Just watch what I'm doing. Okay, so my slider, I want it to be positive number. Let me leave the maximum as 5. Let me leave this as 0. So let it increase by 1. Okay, so just watch. Now I need a line. Let me take y equals to, take note, the name of my slider is A. So y equals to A. So enter, you are through with that. So know what this one means. You can see that y equals to A. You can see the line telling us that y is a straight line. You see, you can move it along. So s can move, y can move along. You see, as I'm clicking on the slider, you see the way it's moving along, and I kept it at 5. So the maximum is 5. So you can't go more than 5, and you can see it here on this place. All right, so the next thing I want to do, I need a point on this middle. Let me put the point here. Yeah. So this point, I can also click and drag it on this Z axis. You can see it. Now I want to create a plane that will pass through this point and this line, and I will be adjusting the positioning of this plane using this slider. Just watch. So just come to this place. If you look at the three of them, the four different planes there, look at this middle one here. If you remove your mouse here, come to this place, you see it's telling you what to do. So I need something on point, and let me put it back, point and line. So I need a plane to pass through a point and line. So that is, I need this one. Just click on it, click on this point, click on this line, so you can see it. So this is the plane. Very nice demonstration. Just click and drag around, view it the way you want it, and just like that. So if I click on this point, you see I can move the plane down, can move it up and move it down. I'm the one that knows what I want to do. It depends on you, the teacher. All right, and if I want to move this plane to be perpendicular to this plane down, I can move this one. You see, as I'm moving it, you see, plane it until I get to 0. When I get to 0, you see, it's now perpendicular to it. See one beauty of GeoGebra when you are teaching your children. So now with this plane, you see the way I'm moving it back. So with this plane, you can draw on it and do your demonstration. So let me just do something that you will enjoy. So let me get a circle, but before I do that, I need a center where my circle will pass through. So I need a circle on this plane. Let me use this one. So the circle on this, let's take radius of 2. Okay. So let me make a cylinder. Let's extrude the cylinder. Let's use prism. Click on it. Let me take a height of, let's say, 3. Okay. So you can see my cylinder. So I can pull this one higher, depending on what I want. You can see it just like that. So another thing here is this. You see this plane is just a single plane. If I need grid on it, you understand, smaller box like this kind of graph box, if I need it on this, just click on this, right click, go to your setting. If you go to setting, go to style, you see thickness is 0. By the time you increase the thickness to maybe 1 or 2, just watch as I put it at 1, be looking at the grid here, you can see some grid on this plane here. When I take it to 0, it disappears. So let me leave it at 2 and put OK. So you can see my grid already have some point. So you can click and drag. So let me create a shape somewhere here. I need a shape that will come down to this place instead of the one I did in my last video that went up down. I want to create a shape like a circle here, and I want it to touch this place. So this is what I will do. Just click this plane, or let me get a point first. Let me put it anywhere. Let me place it here. Okay. Then let me create a circle on that place. Okay. I need a direction. Let me create a perpendicular line. I need a perpendicular line here through here. You can see the perpendicular line, how it goes through. I can move this point. Perpendicular line will move. So let me create a circle on that point. So I can get my circle. Let me use this. Click on this point. I want it to be on this, and I want the radius. Let me take radius of 1. So you can see the circle has been created. Then let me extrude it. Let me put it on this direction so that we can see it like this. So I want a cylinder, but the cylinder, I don't want it to go away like this. I want it to come down like this. So the cylinder, the height, okay, I can even I can put a point. Let me put a point on this so that I can adjust the height of the cylinder. Let me place a point here. All these are some things you do with GeoGebra. So by moving this point, the cylinder height can be adjusted, depend on your direction. So now go to this place. I can do cylinder. You see, it said select 2 points, then enter radius. Or I can use my extrude, select the circle, then enter your altitude. Or I can use this one, select the polygon for bottom, then select the top point. Let me use this. Let me use a normal cylinder. Then I need this point and this point. Then the radius as usual now is 1. So you can see it. Now with this, I can adjust my cylinder height. You can see it. See, I can adjust it. I can pull this one up. You see the way the cylinder is moving. I can pull it down. See what I'm doing. So this is something you can demonstrate in your class. You can pull this one away. You can increase this one. So it just depend on you. Just depend on what you want, and you are okay. All right. So that is all. That is all I want to show you here. Just like, let me close some things I don't need, like this plane. Let me hide them so that the main things I need will appear. Let me hide this. Let me hide this. Let me hide this. Let me hide this. Okay, so you can see what we have here. You can see what we have here. So this one I will leave it because I'm using it to adjust the cylinder that comes from an angle. So this one I'm using to adjust the depth to get into it. So you can see what I just did now. See what I just did. Let me pull this inside. Let me adjust this so you can see. All right, that is all I want to show us. You can see what I just did now. You can do so many things with this plane. You can actually do so many things, depend on what you want, depend on how you want your children to view this work. So with this, you can try more, try something on your own. With that, you see the beauty of GeoGebra when it comes to teaching your children to visualize their mathematics. So that is all. So thank you for watching this video. Do have a nice day.